How's it going, you guys? AZPlow21 back again with another episode here in our UFC save in WMMA 5. And here today we have UFC on ESPN, Ponzinibbio versus Covington. Santiago Ponzinibbio taking on Colby Covington in the main event of this fight card. And a pretty important card, to be honest. Ponzinibbio Covington. We got Pantoja versus Husier de Silva, which is a title eliminator in the flyweight division. Uriah Hall's in action, along with Karate Hottie. No emails to look at. I've already taken care of all of the news and whatnot. Of course, we are working towards next weekend, which is UFC 255, Cormier versus Ngannou. 2 title fights and a great fight card all around. So let's get to it, and let's start out with UFC on ESPN, Ponzinibbio versus Covington. Live from Argentina, hometown of Santiago Ponzinibbio. Let's get into it. Starting out, Talia Santos taking on Kana Watanabe in the flyweight division. And Watanabe gets the win, knockout, 1 minute 6 seconds into round number 2. A fantastic fight. You love to see it. And she's so photogenic that she's always marketable, even if she isn't the greatest talker in the world. I'd assume she does not know how to speak English. Moving on in the featherweight division, Eduardo Garagori taking on Youssef Zalal. And what is this Christmas music? Give me 1 second. Okay, that was weird, but all right. Eduardo Garagori taking on Moroccan Devil Zalal. And Youssef Zalal gets the win via unanimous decision. An average fight. It is what it is. Happy to have won on his UFC debut. Rachel Ostovich taking on Maria Agapova. Agapova favored at 8-1. Ostovich is 4-5. And Agapova gets the win via TKO. Ostovich, we're probably going to send down to Invicta. Agapova now at 9-1 and getting a win in her debut here today. Moving on to the middleweight division, Marcelo Guimaraes taking on Alan Amadovsky. And Marcelo Guimaraes gets the win via split decision. And he would like to fight Castelo Van Steenis next. Up next, Montel Quick Jackson taking on Rayoni Barcelos. Barcelos missing weight by 3 pounds. And Montel Jackson gets the win via TKO. So that's now 4 straight wins for him. And he's looking pretty good. Shows a little bit of respect to his opponent. Next match, Tom Firekid Duquesnoy taking on Frankie Saenz in the bantamweight division. And Duquesnoy gets the win, knockout in round number 1. Coming off the win over Terrion, where in real life he's actually retired, which is very unfortunate because he's a young kid. Frankie Saenz takes the microphone, announces that he has retired. Best of luck to Frankie Saenz in whatever he chooses to do. And Duquesnoy is partying in Argentina. Last prelim, Laureano Staropoli taking on Alan Jouban. Staropoli in his home country of Argentina, coming off a loss to Muslim Salikov. Alan Jouban, 38 years of age, coming off a loss to Dwight Grant. And Staropoli able to get the split decision win in his home country. Has respect for Alan Jouban. Leading off the main card, Karate Hottie taking on Nina Ansaroff, who's actually pregnant in real life. Karate Hottie heavily favored at -300, and she gets the win via submission, interestingly enough. 406 into round number 1. She needed that after the Carla Esparza loss. And once again, what is this? Christmas music. Give me a second. I mean, I love Christmas, don't get me wrong. AZPlow21, big Christmas fan. It's just not what I'm looking for right now exactly. Alright, that's a little bit better. Cool. Now with Christmas canceled, we can go ahead and move on. A lot of respect for Nina Ansaroff and praises her toughness. Michelle Watterson, the whole package. We already know that. Moving on, in the light heavyweight division, actually in the heavyweight division, Marcos de Lima taking on Felipe Lins. I think Lins can fight at light heavyweight. He can. And de Lima gets the win. Knockout. Round number 1, only 43 seconds. He outweighed him by a good 36 pounds. Maybe Lins should be in the light heavyweight division. And Pazao said he was happy with the knockout, said he landed it perfectly. Up next, Antonio Carlos Jr. taking on Uriah Hall. Hall's coming off the loss to Chris Weidman, and he's fought Carlos Jr. before, pretty recently, honestly. And that was in September of 2019. Not sure why I made this fight, but nonetheless, Uriah Hall gets the win once again via TKO in round number 2. So a good bounce back win for Uriah Hall against the number 14 middleweight in the division. All right, a title eliminator now in the flyweight division. Alexander Pantoja taking on Husier da Silva. Da Silva coming off a win over Dustin Ortiz, and Pantoja quite a winning streak with Matt Schnell and Brandon Moreno to his name. His last loss coming to Davison Figueiredo. All right, I mean, I'd imagine Pantoja might take this. Remember, we signed Demetrius Johnson, so he's going to get the next shot at Benavidez. But Husier da Silva, TKO in round number 2, will get the first crack at the winner of that title fight. Co-main event, Diego the Nightmare Sanchez taking on Alex Cowboy Oliveira. Oliveira, the heavily favored fighter here at minus 230, coming off a loss to Ben Askren. Diego Sanchez is coming off a win over Carlos Condit and a win over Michel Pereira. And Diego Sanchez gets the win. TKO in round number 1 for the veteran. And he wants to fight Aliaskhab Kisriev. Weird call out, but okay. Main event of the evening, Santiago Ponzinibbio back in action after beating Stephen Thompson. Wonderboy Thompson as he takes on Colby Covington, coming off the loss to GSP at UFC 251, Miocic versus Cormier. Remember, also losing to Kamaru Usman for the title. Ponzinibbio and Covington in Argentina. Let's get it going. Colby Covington, the slight favorite. Still fighting out of American Top Team in this game, despite him having, I don't know if he got kicked out or if he left on his own accord, but he is no longer with American Top Team. A third straight loss could be very bad for Covington here too. Covington going for a takedown, and he gets it. Ponzinibbio now in half guard. Uh-oh, bulldog choke. Can't get to it. Driving him up against the cage, and Covington wins the first round. 1-2 combo. Ponzinibbio is going to want to keep this standing. Colby is content to just go with the wrestling and just kind of smother him. Quick punch, doesn't hit, tentative. 2 jabs from Ponzinibbio. Breathing a little heavy now. Covington coming in, trying to grapple. Covington avoids a big right. Clinching now. Ponzinibbio out-wrestles him. Round 2 ends. And a win for Ponzinibbio. Round number 3. Covington going for a takedown. He can't get it. Covington limping in round number 3 due to leg kicks. Covington going for a takedown, and he gets it. Into side control. Moves into the mount. Grabs a guillotine. Can't secure the hold. Tries to sweep for guard. Fire off. He punches Ponzinibbio. Covington went for a guillotine, but he couldn't get it. Round 3 ends. And apparently a win for Ponzinibbio. Back underway. In round number 4. This would be a big win for Santiago Ponzinibbio. Takedown attempt. He gets it. Scrambling into a better position. Side control now for Covington. Halfway through round number 4 already. Covington going for a submission. He can't get it. Submission attempt once again. No good. Ponzinibbio blocks it. Kimura attempt. No good. Half a minute left to go. They get stood up apparently. And round 4 is now over. 10-9 to Covington. Everything to fight for in round number 5. I'd imagine this is probably going to go the distance. We will have to see what happens here. If Colby Covington gets a takedown, he might just win the fight. Ponzinibbio looking tired. Covington going for a takedown, and he gets it. If he just smothers them and stays in control for the rest of the fight, he will win. Halfway point of the round. Covington going for a choke. He can't get it. Another Americana attempt. No good. Still on top with a minute left to go in the round and in the fight. And the fight is over. I believe Colby Covington might have won that final round and therefore the fight. Judges' scores are now being announced. Excuse me as I do my Bruce Buffer impersonation once again. Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to a judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score the contest 48-47 for the winner by unanimous decision, Colby Chaos Covington. Boo. The Argentina fans are livid. Santiago Ponzinibbio losing in his home country via unanimous decision to Colby Covington in what was a good fight. Ask who he wants to fight next, and he says he'd easily beat Michael Chiesa and would guarantee to win in under 5 minutes. Okay. Attendance of 611. Ouch. No popularity gains. Fight of the night is going to go to Watanabe. And then performance bonuses. Duquesnoy for that knockout. And Delima for that knockout. Loss of almost $1 million. Big part of that is Colby Covington's contract. We'll go and update our rankings. Take a look at the emails. Resign people. Fire people if we have to. And then our next fight card is our pay-per-view. Cormier versus Ngannou. So we'll do a little bit of a preview of that before we exit the video. And I recently downloaded TEW 2020, so let me know if there's any interest in me doing a series on that. Not 100% sure I will, but if there's enough demand for it, and I don't mean just one person saying do it, like there has to be multiple people, because I'm enjoying just doing this, doing my thing with WMMA 5. Ponzinibbio losing in his home country to Colby Covington. Diego Sanchez getting the win in the co-main events. I'd imagine we can schedule some of those other fights now. But it looks like the pay-per-view for the next month, or next 2 months as a matter of fact, is looking a little bit more clear. Because I think we have Jones and Reyes ready to go. And then the flyweights are ready to go. And then the welterweights, Usman and GSP. Now I think I can package the flyweight championship and one of those, probably the light heavyweight title, will be defended in January is the month I think it's going to be. Processing all the hirings and what's not. Game doesn't run super slow, but it's definitely not as fast as the Pride save that I'm doing. If you watch me on Twitch, I do stream that out. It's a lot of fun. All right. Back at it. Let's go ahead. And I see Steven Seiler. God, he had a loss. Yeah, no thanks. I don't. Even though he's the level national, no thanks. Update the rankings here. At heavyweight, DeLima moves up to number 19. Light heavyweight, Glover Teixeira is back. He did threaten to retire for a second there. Middleweight, Uriah Hall moves up to number 12. Carlos Jr. down to number 17. Welterweight, Covington moves up to number 5. And Ponzinibbio is down to number 9. So it's still GSP and Chiesa. Chiesa getting a couple of wins. I don't know. Chiesa, Colby Covington does want to fight Chiesa. And he's never fought him before. Interesting. We'll have to see. But GSP is next in line after beating Colby. Lightweight, no movement. Featherweight, no movement. Bantamweights. Montel Jackson now ranked after going 3-0 here in the UFC. Or he's actually 4-1 in the UFC. But nonetheless, ranked now after beating Raoni Barcelos. Good for him. Flyweight, Hussein da Silva moves up to 2. Johnson moving up to 3. Pantoja up to 4. So Hussein da Silva will get the first shot at the title after this title fight. When is he back? About a month, okay. Featherweight, Julia Budd moves down because she lost her fight in Bellator. Yikes. Sarah Kaufman now ranked at bantamweight, but I think we're going to move her to featherweight. So we'll have to see about that. She's not back for a month or so. Flyweight, no movement. Strawweight, Karate Hottie moves up to number 4 after beating Ansarov. Not sure about that. But nonetheless, Karate Hottie moves up a lot. And Ansarov all the way down to 22nd. Yikes. All right. So let's see. Anything else that's interesting on here? Mike Rhodes, no thank you. Daniel Madrid, no. Carrington Banks. I do like Carrington Banks. He's coming off a loss. Ouch. So I'm going to have to say no. John Troyer. Yeah, nothing interesting here. All right. Amadovsky. Yikes. 3 losses. Goodbye. Ooh. So it looks like Ian Heinisch got injured. Medium head injury for Ian Heinisch. He's out for about 2 months. Where was that going to be at? Esparza for Suarez. All right, Van Steenis. DiChirico. I mean, Murtazaliev makes the most sense. Fluffy Hernandez, maybe. Someone who's on a winning streak. Give me someone on a winning streak. Something even or remotely even. Bavon Lewis, no. Carl Roberson. No, not him either. Andre Muniz. Kasanganai, no. So Fluffy Hernandez. Yeah, it looks like Murtazaliev. It'll have to do. Yeah, not a full training camp. That's fine. Okay. Oh well. Sorry, Ian Heinisch. Let's see now. Garagori renewal. 2-loss losing streak. They're only 13-2. He's making a lot of money though. We'll go ahead and release him. Alexander Pantoja, we'll go ahead and keep him. Uriah Hall, definitely want to keep him. Mid-level national, you love to see it. Carlos Jr., we'll keep him. Covington to be re-signed. And he's going from 256,000 to around 50. Yikes. Excuse me. Ugh, jeez. All right. Who else is offering him a contract? CES, LOL. Alan Joban. He's making 26,000. Coming off 2 straight losses. Low-level national, though. Sure. Just because he's low-level national. Diego Sanchez, definitely want to keep him. Ricky Science retired. Eurosport Russia and True Sport 2. Alrighty, that is going to be it. So the next time that I see you guys will be for UFC 255, Cormier versus Ngannou. And oh my god, I have to sneeze again. Let's go ahead and set up our pay-per-view providers. Alright, all good. Cormier versus Ngannou. Henry Cejudo versus Marlon Moraes for the bantamweight title. Jimmy Rivera versus Dominic Cruz. Young Jacek versus Angela Hill. Brian Ortega versus Zabit Magomed Sharapov. And then these are the prelims. You can take a look at them if you would like to. And that's going to do it for us here. The next time I see you will be for that pay-per-view. AZPlyo21 is the channel name. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like the video and subscribe. Be sure to follow me on Twitch for my streams. Be sure to follow me on Twitter if you would care to. And I will see you guys at UFC 255.